Coming to you from Studios 1162, Vantage Point starts right now.
Hello, Eagles, and welcome to Vantage Point,
where we see you. I'm Kazia.
And I'm Andrew Cornell. Thank you for joining us. In an effort to increase the involvement of families with students with diverse backgrounds, Cleveland's culture clubs began hosting family nights. Here's reporter Jordan O'Neill with more on how the school is working to make these families feel included.
From Filipino Club to Gender Sexuality Alliance, Cleveland's culture clubs, in conjunction with Family Engagement Action Team, hosted their own Affinity group events. These clubs are trying new approaches to give families more opportunities to connect with the school. The Filipino Club hosted a family event on April 18th. The event held many resources for Filipino families and students. Throughout the evening, participants were pushed into a multitude of icebreakers and challenges. Club members also performed dancing, a fashion show, and a presentation based on a few students' trip to Washington, D.C. After their day of silence, the GSA held a night of sound. The event was aimed to showcase the views of LGBTQ+ and give families comfort at Cleveland. The night was full of games and families encouraged to play with others they had never met. The event ended with a panel of various GSA members.
I think the night went very well. It went beyond what I expected it to.
While the events are mainly planned by clubs that host them, the Family Engagement Action Team has assisted in many aspects of both events. The FEAT team's goal is to increase family engagement and host events for families.
One of the things that FEAT did is we looked at which demographics were overrepresented at Eagle Night and which families were underrepresented. And we noticed that some of our student groups serve communities and families that didn't come to Eagle Night as much as other groups did. So we targeted some of our events on those groups. So Filipino Club, Latinx Night, we had a Black Family Breakfast, and we did a GSA event to try to make sure that all groups, all students, and all families felt welcome to come to Cleveland and events.
The FEAT team plans to continue Affinity Nights next year and are looking for other creative outlets to engage families. This is Jordan O'Neill reporting for Vantage Point.
It's been a long time coming, but Cleveland's new playfield is officially open. The Eagles celebrated the new field with a ribbon-cutting ceremony on May 11th. Here's Brooklyn Jimeno with more.
Even though the boys soccer and girls frisbee teams have been using the field since April, the official dedication was just 2 weeks ago. The Cleveland community turned out in huge numbers for this pivotal moment in the school's history. After years of playing on a worn-out field and months of anticipation, Cleveland's new playfield is finally complete. The turf had its grand reveal on May 11th to the sound of clicking cameras, banging drums, and loud cheers. King 5's Paul Sylvie hosted the event, and several representatives from Cleveland's past and present gave speeches. Teams who will use the field regularly participated in drills and scrimmages while community members toured the field. After the speeches and performances, the field was officially declared open after a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Senior girls soccer player Jasmine Betancourt said she's glad her team now has a place to call home.
Before, it was getting kind of difficult to go down to the field every day, and we've seen all the other schools in Seattle having fields and having the opportunity to have their own space. And it's nice now that we have our own space and our own time and place to practice.
Junior football player Ian Capinos is excited for his team to have their own practice field. The team has spent years busing to other schools for practice.
It's pretty much changed everything. We used to have to take a bus for like a mile and a half down to Van Assel's turf field. And usually the buses were really late, so it would cut a lot of time from practice. But now we can use that time for study hall.
Athletic Director John Hughes hopes that the addition of a home field will give the Eagles a nest to be proud of. This is Brooklyn Jimeno reporting for Vantage Point. Back to the studio.
Cleveland's PTSA held its 10th annual Red and White auction, Disco Inferno, on May 4th at South Seattle College. The event is the school's biggest fundraiser. Patrons made off with everything from gift cards to Seahawks tickets. The PTSA raised more than $30,000 for Cleveland clubs, academics, and athletics. There will be no school on Monday, May 27th in honor of Memorial Day. The music department will be holding its final concerts of the school year on Friday, May 31st at 6:30 in the auditorium. It's time to compete, Eagles. This year's field day will be held on June 5th and will be a decathlon-style face-off between advisories. There will be both physical and mental activities, so gather your best players. The winning advisor will receive a trophy and bragging rights for the year. Sign-ups will begin May 30th.
Hang on, seniors. We've got a lot of information for you. Seniors with a GPA of 3.2 or higher will be recognized at an honors reception on May 29th at 6 p.m. in the auditorium. Light refreshments will be served. Honorees are allowed one guest for free, and any additional guests will need to pay a $5 fee via school pay. RSVP to the event at the link below. Seniors, you still have time to fill out your financial aid. Get your FAFSA and WAFSA applications done by June 4th. There will be a party for both Miss Crystal and Miss Earth's classes with the highest completion rate. See your counselor if you have any questions. The senior breakfast and awards ceremony will be held on Wednesday, June 5th. This will be one of the last time the class will be together as a whole before graduation. Several awards will be handed out for academic excellence and academic growth, leadership, and community service. Get ready for a night full of magic and wonder. Prom will be held on Saturday, June 8th at the Landing at Tyee on Lake Union. Tickets are $60 for single and $115 for couples until May 31st. Prices will increase beginning June 1st and will be sold until June 7th. It's almost here. Graduation will be held on Friday, June 14th at 5:30 p.m. at Memorial Stadium. Families do not need tickets to attend the event, but parking will be limited. For more news, be sure to read the weekly bulletin every Monday sent to your school email account. Now here's Francis Nguyen with some Cleveland trivia.
Hey Eagles, it's time to hatch another nest egg. I'll be hitting you with some Cleveland trivia to test your knowledge about the school. I'll give you a question and then I'll come back later in the broadcast to give you the answer. Here it comes. The Cleveland field and batting cages are finally finished and usable. But how long did it take to plan? More specifically, how many years did it take to plan? Now here's Brandon Teeny with the weather. How's it looking out there, Teeny?
After a cold start to our spring, it looks like the sun has finally reached our nest. So take off them jackets and put on them shades and go out and enjoy the Seattle sun, because who knows how long it's gonna last. Now here's Francis with the answer to your nest egg.
It actually took a whole 7 years to plan the field, which is actually a lot longer than I expected. Who knew something like this would take that long to plan?
Hey Eagles, I'm Molly House and welcome to SQUAA! Cleveland held an all-sports banquet to honor student athletes and their accomplishment this year. Who took home an award? Let's see who clawed their way to the top. In its second year, the Talon Awards put student athletes in the spotlight. Hosted by Athletic Director John Hughes and Media Teacher Teresa Scribner, the event was started as a way to recognize athletes for their contributions to Cleveland sports. The Breakthrough Performance category had some tough contenders. The judges couldn't settle on one winner, so all the athletes were awarded trophies. Jaden Smiley was named Freshman Athlete of the Year. The 9th grader dominated in softball and girls soccer. Dominic Jacobs and Brianna Devers won Best Male and Female Athlete. Devers, along with Dan Hamilton, were given the highest honor, the Most Valuable Eagle Award. Hamilton coaches 3 sports at Cleveland.
I mean, it's really surprising, like caught me off guard, but it's a huge honor.
Athlete of the Year was a tie between Aram Gold and Molly House. That's me. Gold is signed to play both football and wrestling at Pacific Lutheran University in the fall.
I just think I've left my mark on this school and that people will never forget.
One of the last awards of the night was Team of the Year. The award is given out to the teams who truly shined in their season. Softball, who dominated the Metro League, took home the trophy.
Congratulations, Lady Eagles. Come on up, ladies. Shout out to every coach and student athlete. You are the ones that make events like this possible. Keep up the hustle, Eagles. This is Molly House with SQUAA. Now back to the studio.
Thanks for watching this episode of Vantage Point.
Until next time, I'm Kazia Cook.
And I'm Andrew Cornell.
Stay fly, Eagles, and
keep soaring on.
So, Andrew, I heard you didn't get accepted into the honors.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You have to do the